So you only get one shot to see stuff like this, so I thought we would do just that. This is what we call the transitional phase. And this is what happens with, this is, as most of you that have been here knows, that everything you're looking at this room here was stuff that was sitting up on these shelves over here. So we're just cleaning off at the moment. But just to show you how much stuff fits into a room, in lineups, and lineups take up a lot of room. Things like 107 lineups, when you've got the grey, but you've also got the white in full lineups. And these are everything you see in this room generally has been to some degree restored, so recapped or this or that. Don't get me wrong, there are still some bits in this room that we're halfway through. I spot a Dick Smith Scorpion bass right back there somewhere. I can't even get to it at the moment. But things like our Bengals down here, all restored. One of them is the Super Bengal Nitro, the 100-watt one that got us all into a little bit of interesting situation. There's TS50s and 60s and tuners and bits and pieces. And yeah, as I'm going through, I can only get to the front of it at the moment. But all this here, see, things like I've got notes on them. This 990 has got power supply and all the filters fitted to it. It also is one that we've recapped as well. And we've got all the bits, and got a few of these 970Hs lying around. And what do we got here? Now, this is a really mint 90102. I'll be right in a minute. Excuse me. And we did the relays and everything on that one. So these have been sort of more my personal collection bits. This is probably the most mint IFR 500 you'll ever see. Came from Bob 7RX, very good friend of mine. And that most probably will go back in that room that you just saw before. But as you can see, we're running out of room. So what I've got to do is I've got to bring everything into a room like this, which a week ago, my missus said it's so good, just before I headed off to Adelaide, that this room was just music equipment and Marshall amps and keyboards and, pianos and things like that. And look at that, it's only taken me a few hours to change that. But anyway, so this is basically the situation. A lot of this will go over to out the door window there. You can see that other room that's over there. A lot of this will go onto demonstration shelves and things, and trying to make up a few working demos, etc. So, it just astonishes me every time you've got to get this stuff, into from one spot to the other, just how much physical room it takes up. It really does, and believe me, this can't sit here very long, because I will not have my life. It'll be taken from me by Samantha, because yes, I've got to make some room over the next day or two in that other room with shelves. Otherwise, we're really creating a problem where it's just floor space that's going to be taken up. And as we are shelving things, it's certainly, working a lot better to get stuff through. But anyway, I just thought this was so comical, it was worth doing a very short video on, just to say, this has just come off a few of these benches over here. And when you think, like I had equipment on top and bottom of all these here, and obviously we're doing a clean up right now. Everything in there's just being cleaned out. Excuse me. But when you think, all that equipment basically was either there, or, to be honest, underneath here. Some of it was stacked under here, to be fair. A little bit stacked over here too. So even over here we've got, look, there's a IC 775 and DSP in pieces over there. Allen's two 930s, which want to get them. Just got to get the power supply working on that, Alan, and I think we've got you one running, thank goodness. And once again, all this sort of stuff here is going to come out of this room and it's going to go into the new room. And those of you that have seen the new room, you might be saying to me, well, how does it all fit? Yeah, well, I agree. I 100% agree. We need another room. Out this window here, you can see beautiful view, but I would say where that building finishes, we're going to need another building in there to do what we need to do. So there you go. I'm still doing the final tune on this fella. This is the ARF 2001 with the frequency counter in it, and I'm still not happy with it, to be honest. Look, it's working fine, and it has worked fine since I've got it here, but still just some fine tuning to do on that I'll be much happier with to just finish off in here. But what we're going to do we're going to create 3 workshop bench areas in here. So basically, this mess that you see over here, which by the way, this is this is the most pain job. If you've had an experience with ICR 9000s, yeah, I would love your advice. I am having this one. This is a tremendous problem, and the real problem is that I think it's got 2 or 3 faults in it, and various people have had a go at it over the time. I paid $1,000 for it not going. I think it might be the worst gamble I've ever made, but we'll see, because sometimes, you know, you've just got to work the problem. I've been on it about 8 hours so far. Excuse me. And we've, you know, worked out what does work, but there's a lot of things that don't. So we've just going to have to work through that. My good old mate 7RX Bob is working on it with me with a service manual in hand. So we're both sort of trying to work through different issues. But yeah, but that's the thing, is I want to be able to have areas where get rid of all this crap here, so that if we're restoring a radio like this ICR 9000, I can walk away from it but still have some bench space to do something else. And as you can see, we've previously just had it lobbed full of radios. Excuse me. We've got various bits of test equipment that can fill those spots, so we'll just have multiple bits of test equipment set up on different benches to do different jobs. Well, sometimes the same jobs, you know. But anyway, but as you can see, we're just lacking space, and that's where we just need to really kind of get things fine-tuned a bit. And of course, while we're on mess, all this is coming out right now. So all these desks here have got to come out. All the new furniture's arriving. We've got to find a spot to put all these FT101Es and the Uniden 2020, which got a couple of those lineups. So we will sell one at some stage. Hang in there. But yes, we've got to get all those out. And they're heavy. They seriously are. I've made a temporary little desk over here, which is for the 7850. So that's all I'm operating from at the moment. As you'll see, excuse me, that and the amplifier's sort of sitting down there on the floor. So it's a bit of a mess, but whenever you're trying to create something different, you've got to make a bit of a mess. We've got to finish off this doorway before we put any furniture back in. So we've just got to flush off all these joins here and get it all looking nice and repaint the whole room. So it's never boring. So there is a little bit going on at the moment. There's a set of covers for the ICR 9000. Actually, I worked out on it on that corner of the bench. And stop knocking the Fanta, guys. It's terrible stuff. I know. I know. I should be drinking more water. I get your comments, and I agree. I'm not even disagreeing with you. Look, it's a journey, absolutely. And life's too short, you know. So maybe giving up a few things like that may be a good idea. I certainly learnt that of the last week being in Adelaide with my mum so sick. So and that has been a big eye opener on why you want to grab life by the balls and absolutely enjoy it. Don't spend too much time getting too serious about anything stupid, because before you know it, life's gone. And look, none of us ever know how long, you know, we've got anyone for. And my mum's case, we definitely don't know how long we've got mum for. We hope for a very, very long time. But of course, yeah, it was a very, very eye-opening trip back to Adelaide. And it was so good to see my mum, but it's just so sad that things haven't gone the way that definitely she would like. But anyway, we'll keep you updated on that too. But oh, look at this. See that Sun SDR DX2? We've just pulled it out of the box just to have a look at it, and it's brand new. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that now, because I bought a 7610 lineup, and I may do what I was going to do with the Sun SDR 2DX. I may do that with the 7610, which is to run remote. We'll see. You know, maybe there's still a use for it, but we'll just keep that in mind. If you're a Sun SDR DX, a Sun SDR 2DX buyer, that yeah, there may be one coming up that's brand new, and I've never hooked it up. So there you go, still under warranty. Okay, so there you go. This is just an overview of where we're at the moment. You know who you are. Just about got this finished. You've been awfully patient. I won't go into too much detail on that one, but good mate of mine that's just trying to help out, and he's been awfully patient, but I think we've just about got that sorted from painful problem. All right, there you go. I suppose a 10-minute video on how much mess you can make in a perfectly good what was family room / music room / open space room that now is not so open space. I just remembered we just got that cabinet in too the other day, and I've got to put the shelves in it. They're sitting in the hallway. That's all right. Million things going on. 73 is all the best from VK3CM, and it's probably a terrible time to rob me. Wait till we get things sorted a bit. At the moment you'll trip over and hurt yourself, and I'll end up having to pay public liability insurance on the fact that you hurt yourself trying to steal radio. So yeah, definitely wait for that. 73 is all the best. Cheers.